I just want to welcome you all here today and thank everyone for their week-long summer camp experience. It was really amazing. And I'm like this crybaby person, I'm like the big mom hen, so I just felt so overwhelmed. And I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you parents for sharing your children with us this week. It's been an amazing experience, I think, for the kids, but I also think for the staff and myself. Your children coming here wanting to learn from the staff has, I've spoken to several staff members, and some are here and some are coming, and they have all, stated to me that this helps them just remember why they do what they do. It helps them, remember, God, I really do love my job, and I'm good at it, and then seeing the excitement from the kids just kind of give them that extra, just re-excitement. It just helps them to remember. It's that memory lane thing. So thank you for sharing your children with us. It's been very wonderful having them. We are running the hospital, as you know, and it's kind of a busy, crazy thing. So there are going to be some people coming in and out. So we're going to start really by just eating. They're going to start serving the food here, and I'll introduce a few people. Actually, I think pretty much everyone in here right now are people that can probably stay. There's going to be some of the department people who are planning to come in shortly, and I'll just do some introductions if they are going to have to leave. If not, we'll do it right after with the rest of the program. And we'll conclude our day with the students giving you a little presentation themselves of their experience from the week. So enjoy your lunch. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to you in a tiny bit. To you, some of the staff that has come out today to be part of some event. There are people who actually mentored some of the students or helped with the mentoring or actually made it possible down in the departments. I'd like to start at this table. We have Lynn Gates. Lynn is in charge of our OR department. And I should have organized it according to how I saw you. Let's see. We have a thank you card, Lynn, for you and your department, and a little, if you all kind of got a chance to see the group, took a group picture, and this photo is, we call it the Hall of Fame down, or at least that's what I was told it was called. The Hall of Fame down in the corridor over here, going toward the patients, and we took a group photo, and this group photo will be up in the hall of all the students that attended the camp. So each of the departments is receiving a little photocopy, because the neat thing about the staff here is there's a lot of photos up around the departments just showing all the different things they have. So I just thought that they might like to add it to their photo walls in their department, so they can kind of brag and talk about your wonderful children. Let's see, at this table, let's see, department. Well, we have, she's also a parent. She's not a department director, but she's a parent today, but she's also my husband's right hand, left hand, and foot and everything. Lisa Hill, she's our executive assistant to the administrator. Lisa was very intricate in helping us this week and making sure all the emergency info and anything that I needed at the very last minute was taken care of. So thank you so much, Lisa, in helping to get everything prepared for the week and keeping me on target. At this table over here, we have Ruth Huffman. Ruth is in charge of HIM, Health Information Management, correct? The students, I don't know if they told you a little bit about the departments. They had to do a specific form for patient privacy, and Ruth was very interested in making sure we had the proper forms, and she wrote up proper forms to make sure we got it so that we ensured patient safety, patient privacy when the students were out in the patient care area. So thank you, Ruth. And she didn't get any students this week, but the next week she's going to probably have a few students as well. So thank you, Ruth. Also at the same table with her, we have Mauro Garcia. And Mauro is in charge of our infection control. A lot of the students got to meet Mauro at the very beginning of the program because Mauro did their TB tests. When we were informed kind of Thursday that we needed TB tests for the week, Mauro was like, as always, right on top of it. Oh, we'll just do it tomorrow. And then they'll read them on Monday and everything's good. And it was. And so Mara also went with us for the tour out to the prison or the jail facilities today, and he also is in the photo with the kids because he got to spend a little extra time with the students. And he was in charge of the disaster drill that all the kids in one way, form, or another got to participate in. So thanks, Marl, for all your help this week. At the table over here with Makara, we have Joel Jasad. Am I pronouncing your name right, Joel? Joel's in charge of diagnostic imaging, which is radiology. And where is that card? Joel was it was kind of cool because he's in like a really, not that everybody else is in a really neat department, but he's kind of a popular department because it's radiology. And it was kind of nice for the students because there's a lot of physicians on his, in his department. No, it's not. Okay. There's a lot of physicians in his department, so the students that got to experience his department got to spend time with Dr. Rustin, who is the radiologist, and Dr. Rustin asked me to express his apologies for not being able to be here today. He had another commitment, but he thoroughly enjoyed the time he spent with the students this past week. So thanks, Joel, for getting your department. We have our administrative staff that I'd like to introduce to you. Our administrative staff is, helped just pretty much with everything. They're awesome. They're great. Whenever we need, they pull together. Not everybody could be here today because there are other commitments, and those that got to experience administration got to see that it can be like just really crazy and kind of boring at the same time. Because as I was told, unless you're doing it, it's boring, because they're like, okay, yeah, they're in this chaos, crazy moment, but I just got to sit there and see it be crazy, but I can understand, it seems real interesting. So that was kind of a nice thing. So let me, right before I go to administration, I have someone who came in from the ER staff we have Johanna Volmort. She's our ER director, and some of our students got to go into the ER department and experience all of the fun ER emergencies and got to see a bunch of just interesting things on there. Thank you, Johanna. So in our administrative staff at this table here, we have Larry Cornish, who is the vice president of, I always get nervous when I say it and I always mess it up, facilities and project management. Finally got it. I always mess up, always. I've been here 2 years now as a volunteer and I always mess up, so I apologize, Larry. Larry gave the kids the tour of the facility, and just Larry, anything I ever need for any of the volunteer projects I do, Larry always is just like my right-hand guy and just gets it for me right away, so I really appreciate it. And the kids are really lucky to have him on the ball, because he's on the ball at the last minute. He'll get it done for you when you forget. So thank you, Larry. At this middle table, we have our Chief Nursing Officer, Miss Melissa Cuevas. Melissa is in charge, Chief Nursing Officer. She's in charge of all the nurses. So she's constantly busy running around. So while some of you got to maybe slightly meet her for a few minutes, with this chaotic disaster drill this week, she was just, as usual, busy as ever. So but Melissa was very helpful in making sure that all of our departments got what they needed, and that if I had any issues, she took care of it. So thank you very much, Melissa. At this back table over here, we have Mr. Roy Sheldon. He is our Director of Physician Recruiting and also in charge of our business and physician development and our family medical centers. And Roy made sure he got everything together for all the students who got to attend yesterday at the Valley Springs Clinic. He got everything organized for the kids, and he's also intricate in helping me get together we have another group of kids coming in July, getting all of our TB tests and everything set up. So it's just a little bit easier, not as crazy as it was for you guys getting in this week. So thank you, Roy. You're most welcome. and sitting over at this table, now I'm going to get all, like emotional as usual, is the Mr. Feliciano Hiron, and I get emotional because I just look at him and I just get blushy. I've been married to him for 16 years and I still feel, I get the butterflies. Everything I ask for, he is a good husband, he gives me, and I wanted to do this. And so he said, okay, I'll make it happen, I'll talk to them, and whatever you want to do, we'll work it out. So thank you for letting me do this. Sorry, I'm just been emotional. And then some of our great VIPs. We got some nice VIPs who are here today with us from, I want to make sure I don't get this wrong. We have our undersheriff, Mr. Mike Walker. And we have Pat Ross, the Communication Services Assistant. Did I say that right? Today we got to tour the county jail facilities, and it was really, really wonderful experience for the kids. We have some that are interested in the police area, the police field, law enforcement. Thank you. I drew a blank there. In the law enforcement. So thank you so much for helping us put it together. These wonderful people have been very gracious to us for different events that we put together, and always being there to help us and support us. They offered this tour that we had today to the students last year, and they're offering it again next week. And anytime we ask them to come out for the teddy bear clinic, or just, the career field thing, they're like, okay, whatever we can do. So thank you so much. We really, truly, honestly appreciate your efforts in helping us and supporting us. It's very much appreciated. And I have for administration a card from the students. And then, let's see, I have with us, when I got emotional a few minutes ago and told you how wonderful I thought my husband was, he couldn't be as wonderful as he is without some wonderful board members. And we have here Mr. Wonderful Board President, Mr. Bob Campana, and Mr. Wonderful Lou Still, board members. These two gentlemen, along with the remaining board members, are just very supportive of just everything that goes on, and they just love this community so much that anytime that my husband or any of these wonderful people that I've introduced you to asks for something, they ponder it over and they want to make good things happen, and they pretty much always say yes as well. So we appreciate you so much, and really everybody here made it possible, but because these gentlemen said, this is why you're sitting here. So really thank you very, very much for your support. We really appreciate it. And my last introduction, let's see, did I get everybody except for one person? My very last introduction. Well, I have to, let me start with one. Jan Smith, she couldn't be here with us because she had some training. Jan, at the last minute, Carrie Caligieri, who's our education director, was going to be with us, but she had to go out for some off-site training. And so at the last minute, Jan stepped in, and she did the orientation for the students, and she helped go down because she's the ROP teacher at the high school at Calders High, and she's also she also works down in our emergency department. So at the last minute, she said, I'll step in and I'll help the kids, which is very great because by trade, I'm a history teacher, not a medical person in any way, shape, or form. So she came in and she helped the kids with understanding what they were learning and listening this week, which is really just wonderful. So the kids also, I'm giving out for all the departments, the kids did thank you cards and a group picture, and I made sure Jan got that and a nice bouquet of flowers. And so just, even though she's not here, I want you to know how important she was, and just, thanks Jan for that. And the last person I'll introduce before I start handing it over to Feliciano is Miss Nikki Stevens. Miss Nikki was our CPR instructor today, and she helped set up the tour with the jail. And actually, Nikki helps me so much in so many different everything that I have. And Nikki knows everybody. If you guys need to know somebody or you want to know somebody, ask Nikki, because Nikki knows, or she'll know somebody who knows. So if you need a problem solved, she could probably find someone to help you. So I just thank Nikki so much. She did the CPR with the kids, and she's getting each kid did I'll tell you about that in a second. Let me talk about Nikki. Nikki just, everything she did, I really appreciate it in helping me finish up programs, finish up the schedules, make sure that I had everything in line, and listen to me when I thought I was about to lose it. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Some flowers for Miss Nikki. Thank you.
I just want to say this because I can. I've worked here for a very long time with a lot of people I see in this room, and including some of the board members, and this is our second year doing this, along with all the other great programs that these two people have brought to our community. And I know we say that in the newspaper, I know it's in print, but I'm here to tell you as a community resident how proud we are as a facility to work with two such fine people that really believe in our youth. And I think I can say that on behalf of all the employees at Mark Twain Hospital. So I'm taking the microphone, I'm sharing that. So thank you.
So that is all of our introductions, and as you see, there's lots of introductions because there's all these people, and then even so many more that I couldn't be here today, helped your kids have this experience. So just thank you to everyone. The kids did do Friends and Family CPR today. They're going to get in the mail their booklets with the certificate and a little schedule because they can come back. Regular CPR class, 4-hour CPR class, and it's a $50 registration, but we're waiving that fee for them. So just call, register as soon as you get it in. Call, pick the class that best suits your schedule, and then you guys are set to come and take the class and get your CPR registration, okay? So I'm going to hand the microphone over to Feliciano. He just wanted to say a few things. I know most of you got to meet him. He spoke with all of you briefly. And then we will go to the last portion of our program, which is the student presentation. So, Feliciano.
Well, thank you so much. And it's so exciting to be here. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who's here in the room for allowing us the opportunity to have your children here with us in the facility, to really allow us to make a difference in the lives of the people of the great communities that we serve and the great county that we live in. It's fading in and out, or it's me. I don't know. I have to. It's me or the microphone. So, but I do want to say thank you to my lovely wife Johanna and to all of the volunteers that are here, to Nikki Stevens, to Ruth for all of her diligent work, for everything she did in the background to get all the paperwork put together for us, for Morrow for coming through for us on all the items that we needed and providing the excitement of having the infectious drill, and for Larry for coordinating all the equipment so that we can have the infectious drill and all the other great things that happened. I really want to thank all the staff and everyone who participated. I want to say a special thank you to Melissa for coordinating and running around in the background to help keep things moving in the right direction. Yes, and we did tell her there was going to be cheesecake, so she was very attentive when we mentioned the cheesecake. I want to thank Johanna for always being there and for always allowing us a chance to go down to the ED. The ED is a hectic area, and her and her staff just welcome everyone to be there. I want to thank Roy for coordinating with the staff and getting everyone at the clinics ready. I want to thank Joel for all of his wonderful work, all the great things that the physicians have done, and more importantly, I think it's important for everyone to understand that as we go out and we create partnerships in the community, it's important for us to know that that support for those partnerships really truly does come from the facilities board. And I want to say a sincere thank you to Mr. Bob Campana and to Mr. Lou Still for all of their wonderful work and dedication to the community and all the wonderful things that they've done, because without them, none of this would have been possible, and their wonderful support makes a difference. And I want to thank the Sheriff's Department for always being there and being a partner for us. It means a lot that we're able to put the county together. I want to thank Lynn and the OR crew, because she's been able to show some of the kids all the wonderful things that happen down in the surgery area. And there were a few of our students who came back up and I think saw what they wanted to see, and some saw more than they wanted. And so that was, we may have filtered out a few kids who know they are not going to be surgeons now, but that's it's always good. You don't want to figure that out after your 5th year of medical school, and so so that's always a wonderful thing. But again, this program is intended to show the community and to show the parents and the students that are here in Calaveras County that there is so much more that you can give back and so much more that you can be a part of. And there's so many wonderful things that you can come back to here within our community. We don't want to have a brain drain from our community. We want to make sure that the people that are raised here, that live here, that we share our lives with here, are going to come back and be that next generation that's going to make a difference. And for that, I want to thank each and every one of you that are the parents that are here, and say thank you for allowing us the opportunity to have your children here. Thank you for having the opportunity of allowing your children to be a part of this great program. And thank you for your commitment in helping to elevate all the wonderful things in Calaveras County. Thank you.
Part that I think the kids have been a little nervous about. I didn't tell them at the beginning that they were going to have to do presentations, because my experience being a speech and debate teacher was they freeze up and like that's all they could concentrate the whole time. So about Wednesday, I kind of sprung it on them and told them, you know, and they all were like, what? And of course they kind of got a little panicky. And this is just the presentations, I just told them again, just share your experience, what you had, and if you're about to pass out, then it's a pass. You can just go sit down. So the first student I'm going to call up is Erin. I keep messing it up. Nack. Erin Nanik. Erin is going to be a senior at Bret Harte High School, and unfortunately for Erin, she got a little bit of a hard time this week because she is the only Bret Harte student with us this week. But we all enjoyed having Erin, and I think it didn't bother me as much because I'm a Mustang, which none of you know what is. So I'm from New Mexico, so you know your rivalry. I guess I can understand it. But Erin is very interested in forensics, and she got an opportunity to see a few things that might be, you know, a mixture of it, also including what she got to see today at the county jail. So here's Erin.
Thanks. This week I started off Tuesday in the physical therapy department, mostly following Patty around, and worked on the floor with some patients. It was quite an experience for me. Definitely a different side of physical therapy I didn't know, but it was nice to see that side. And then I got to work with Luciano in the administration department. I know we seemed kind of bored, but I learned a lot, really.
It was almost like working with anesthesia. Just wasn't giving any gas or medicine.
But I want to thank you for that experience. And then yesterday, I got to work with Mario with infection control and doing the disaster drill. That was a lot of fun. It was running around craziness, but I think I was laughing pretty much the whole time. And yeah, I learned a lot. And I may not ask a lot of questions, and sometimes they seem quiet when I'm learning things, but I'm absorbing things and I understand. So thanks, everyone.
Inside, I hand Erin, I'm going to hand each of the students their certificate, and inside is a picture. I give them each a picture of this photo here so they can remember their time. And then the kids also took a picture with just each other, and I included that because I always enjoyed when I went to see my camps having those. So I just wanted to make sure they had just an extra little memory. And to Erin's parents, thank you for sharing her with us. It was a pleasure. Our next student we're going to have come up is Dennis Dunningen. Dennis is going to be a 12th grader at Calaveras High School next year, and he is interested in pursuing a career in either pediatrics or radiology. So let's hear Dennis.
Thank you. So I just want to say I really had a great time this week. I didn't really know what to expect, but I'm definitely glad I did this. I got to experience a lot of things at the hospital and at the clinic and with a lot of the hospital staff that I'm really going to remember, and I really had a good time. So some of the stuff I did today, or not today, this week, I got to help some of the doctors with x-rays, and that was really neat. So I got to diagnose some patients and got to see like some live x-rays when the doctors would have the patient swallow dye, and I could see it moving through their intestines and stuff. That was really neat. I also was with Mario one day, and he showed me about a lot of the safety procedures in the hospital, and we did some presentations with the sheriff department, and so I learned about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that's not just what the doctors do. And then yesterday I went to the Valley Springs Clinic, and I enjoyed that a lot. I spent most of the day in pediatrics, and that's something I'm interested in, and I really enjoyed it. I got to see like 8 kids, and 3 of them were babies under 2 months old. So it was really a great experience. And before this week, I was kind of hesitant. I'm trying to figure out if healthcare is something that's for me. And so going into this week, I was trying to find out, is this something that I can do? And I look at the doctors around me, and they all love to teach what they're good at, and I just see how much they all enjoy their everyday jobs, and it's really turned my mind around. And I really thank them for that, because now I know what it's like, and I can see that that's something that I want to pursue in the future. So thank you to everyone.
Let's see, my next person is Daniel Vasquez. Daniel, let's see. Right there. Daniel is going to be a junior at Calvert High School, and he has, coming into the program, he has an interest. They're pursuing a healthcare degree or a healthcare degree of being a doctor or architecture. And I do have to say that he got probably an awesome experience, and I'm sure he'll tell you about it in the OR, so that's pretty interesting.
Joanna showed me this experience because she invited me to do it, and as soon as she told me about it, I knew it was going to be a great experience, and it actually was. I got to see 4 surgeries, and they were great. But my friend Jacob, he wants to be a neurosurgeon, and he didn't see any surgery. So yeah, and then I got to go to administration with Cornish and Feliciano, and it was really interesting, but somewhat boring. Then I got to go to the Valley Springs Clinic, and we got to see a lot of diagnoses with Dr. Tran and Dr. Osborne, and it was pretty neat, and I liked it. And today we got to do CPR, and it was amazing. And so healthcare is one of the things I really want to do now because it's fascinating, and I could do it, and I believe I could do it. So thank you.
Now, I kept this whole week saying I wasn't going to embarrass Daniel, and I probably always did. Daniel's family and our family are very close friends, and so he's just, like a nephew to me. So I was so happy when he said he would come, and I'm so proud of you. Okay, here's the tears again and again. Not that I'm not proud of all of you. I'm very proud of everyone here, but it was just, I'm very proud of you, and you have, along with everyone here, you have an amazing future in front of you. So thank you for coming. Next, we have Makara. Makara is going to be a junior at Calvert High School next year, and she's somewhat interested in healthcare. She might, if anything, maybe go into the ER, but she's quite fascinated in law enforcement. And so today was a really neat day for her, I think, because she got to go into the area that she's most interested in over at the jail. And I found out something about Makara today. She's going to go into the trainee cop program. She's applied for the trainee cop program, right? Explorer. And she's applied to go into that, and that's a very good interest in her, which is awesome because that's part of first responders. So here's Makara.
Well, I prepared something. Where are you, cop? Look at you.
You have it right there.
I'm one of the shadows from this week. Well, I can pretty much say that I had an amazing week. I've been exposed to many interesting things. My two favorites were the lab and the ER. I have the utmost respect for the people who work in them. They experience so many things, and they really try the hardest to keep these people safe and just not sick. And they don't even know these people, so that's what makes me really respect them. I would like to thank the mentors who let me follow them around and annoy them by asking so many questions they were probably sick of me by the end of the day. But I would mostly like to thank you, Johanna, because without you this wouldn't have been possible, and I had a great experience. Thank you.
Our next student is Cameron Hill. Cameron is going to be a senior at Calvers High School next year. He has an interest in healthcare, and let's let Cameron tell you a little bit more about his week.
Hello. So this week I got to start off in diagnostic and imaging, and I got to see CT scans, regular x-rays, nuclear medicine, all that good stuff. I had never known really about diagnostic imaging, and I never really knew what they do or how they did it, and I went in there and I saw it, and it's something I'm probably going to further look into. It was one of my preferable and most liked departments. And then Wednesday, I got to spend the day with, hold on, I'm drawing a blank here. Obviously, I didn't live in New York. There we go. Med-surg in ICU. Med-surg was slow. There was nothing, very interesting. Like
It wasn't as exciting as administration.
almost. No, but I did get to see a couple patients with heart problems, one with diabetes, and a couple other special cases. But I only got to spend half an hour in ICU, so maybe I'll come back and spend a little bit more time in there and really get to know what they do. And then finally, I was at Valley Springs Clinic on Thursday, which was interesting. I really liked the pediatric side, and that was another one of my interests. I got to see a 7-day-old little baby, so that was pretty interesting. And then finally, I wrapped up with CPR class, which was always exciting. Maybe save a life one day. So I just like to thank everyone for letting me into the departments and showing me what you do. And thank you so much, Joanna, for everything you've done.
Cameron, actually, this is his second time coming to the program. We started it last year, and Cameron got to, he came last year and he experienced it, and so this is the second go-round. So those of you who are going to be, that are juniors this year, if you're interested, your program's open for next year as well, to come again and try some of the departments that you didn't get to go to. But like I told everyone, Jacob in particular, it's the luck of the draw, buddy. Just whatever comes into the OR is what happens. I don't have any control over it. Jacob was just quite disappointed because he didn't get to see the hand surgery. He didn't get to see but you know what? I told him also you're going to be a neurosurgeon one of these days, so you're going to have your fill of the surgery, the OR. So with that, our next student is Mr. Jacob Williams. Oh, and let me give you some information on Jacob. He's going to be a junior at Calvers High School, And like I just said, he wants to become a surgeon.
Hello, everyone. Tuesday started off on med-surg, and my day was exactly opposite of yours. It was very busy, and it was actually lots of fun. I followed an RN named Katie, and she was very informational, and it was a lot of fun. And then I went into ICU for 2 hours, and that was interesting. Much slower pace because it has to be more critical, but it was still interesting. And then Wednesday was my day for OR, and found out there was a pain clinic going on, so it was just some shots in the back. And so that was a little disappointing. So I went up to, I found Jan and I said, because one of the surgical nurse ladies, her name was Peggy, she said, dude, this is boring. I said, yeah, I know. So I found Jan and she escorted me up to the lab where I spent one of the days with one of the lab assistants who happened to be a family friend. So it ended up working out in the end. And hopefully I will be able to come back and see something more interesting later. And then Thursday, I was also on with Aaron, and I got to stay here for the disaster drill. And that was very exciting, very chaotic, but very exciting. And got to find out how transport is a huge issue. Trying to transport somebody from down by ER on a gurney all the way up here. So that was interesting. And this experience has just been amazing. It's been everything that I expected and more. And I want to thank everybody for letting me experience it, Johanna and all the administrators. And I hope to be back next year.
And last but certainly not least, we have Miss Alyssa Preheim. And Alyssa, I saved you for last because you are always going first this whole week. We always just kind of seem to pick Alyssa to be the first one. Alyssa also participated in this program last year, but Alyssa also was an ROP student here at the hospital and got to job shadow tomorrow this past school year. And so she kind of knows the hospital pretty good, in addition to having a full family member, all these family members. Lee over here, who's a member of the hospital family. So she's just kind of, familiar with most people. They've seen her since a little child grew up, but as I've heard from everyone. Alyssa just graduated from high school, from Calvers High School, and she is interested in healthcare. Just a variety of different things. She's just fascinated with it, and we're going to be working with her to hopefully get her maybe some scholarships and get her on her way to a very successful healthcare career. So here's Alyssa.
Thank you. I started out thinking I knew what to expect. I mean, like she said, I was here last year, so I thought, okay, I can do this. I was here last year. Oy, I thought it would be an easy thing. But I went to ER first, and at first it started out slow, so I thought, okay, whatever. Went to lunch, came back, and I'm like, where did all these people come from, and why did they keep coming? But then I learned a lot. I mean, there was stuff that I hadn't experienced last year that I experienced this year in ER. So I had fun in ER, learning new things. So then on Wednesday, I went to physical therapy. I really didn't know what to expect when it came to physical therapy because I'd never been in there. Well, except for maybe a look or two around, but I didn't know what to expect. And I had fun, learned new things, met new people. And then yesterday I went into diagnostic imaging. I had no clue that it would be so expensive. And I found a major interest in it. I mean, I thought it was just looking at a bunch of x-rays, oh, there's a broken bone. But no, it was way more awesome than that. And I had a lot of fun. I mean, I've had a lot of fun all over the hospital. I mean, I could probably tell you where everything in this hospital is by now. But I just didn't know how extensive so much of this stuff was. And I had a lot of fun. Did CPR again for probably the 5th time this year, but there's always something new to learn in CPR. And I had a lot of fun. So, thank you.
And so I think I got everybody. Just one of the things I told the students pretty much all week long was, these are the people that you're meeting this week. These are contacts for your future. If you're interested in something, now you know people that can help you in your future. Just even asking them, talking to them, getting advice from them as to, okay, well, it's high school. I don't know, I think I'm going to take basket weaving because it's supposed to be more fun in an easier grade. But these are the people that help you find the direction for what classes you should be taking to reach your goals. So just remember everybody you met this week, guys, and don't be afraid to ask or pick up the phone and call them, because they're contacts for you now. So if you need help, as I told each and every one of you, I'm here. And I think you all have my cell phone number, because that's the number I use since I'm a volunteer at the hospital. I don't have a hospital phone number, so I give them all my cell phone number in case there's an issue. So if you need something, call me. We're, again, for those of you that are going to be juniors this year, the program is going to be here next year. So, think about applying again. It's a good week for you guys, a good experience. And again, thank you for coming and spending a week with us. Thank you, parents, for sharing your children with us. Thank you, staff, for just educating these students. And just thank you for giving me the opportunity to do what I think is really important for these guys' futures, because they are going to be our future educators, our future doctors, our future law enforcement. They're our future. So hopefully with this experience we'll encourage them to go away to school and then come back home and give good health care to our community. So with that, I thank you all for coming today, and give me a call and we'll see you. I didn't miss anybody. Nobody came into the room while everyone was talking. Did we miss any introduction of anybody? I do know that our HR director, Nancy Vargas, was here at the beginning, but she had to leave. And those that, I don't know if you got to meet her, but she was very helpful in making sure we got all the, all your badges and just all of the logistics done for the program. So if you do meet Nancy, make sure you tell her thank you. Oh, sure. I didn't introduce. We have Mark from the Pine Tree, and we have, I'm sorry, I don't know, Kate. And we have Kate from Calvaris Enterprise. So if you students want to come up front, they want to take some pictures of you guys for the newspaper. Is up front good? Yeah. Okay, come on up front, guys.
Maybe with you.